Good morning. Today I'm going to attempt removing this old bottom seal here on my garage door and replacing it with a new one I bought. My door looks like when I take these off, you can see that's like screwed to the bottom of the garage door, and it doesn't appear to be a track. I'm not sure what it is, but when I start removing all of these, I'm going to find out. So let's do it. Hi, I'm Wes, and this is my channel, and I'm going to be removing this right here. That's the old garage door seal. And they've got 5/16 inch bolts. And here we go. Over here, take this one off. These turn out to be 7/16. So if your garage door has this same setup, hopefully this video helps, because I've never done this before. I'll put a vice grip probably right here to keep this from coming down. Be right back. Pretty loose. There we go. Yep, that's good. I'm pulling down on it. Yep, that's good. Okay. All right, so I'm going to try to use my chisel here to remove this piece. Oh, come out of there. And I'll just go along, maybe just push it down like this every now and then. Yeah, that's working. So I could have used like a screwdriver, something flat. So I'm just going along edge by edge, pushing this down. Oh yeah, this is coming down nicely. Listen. Yeah, it's coming right off. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Thing just came down very easily. And oh, look at that. Bada boom, bada bing. So here's the old piece. And it's got like a seat channel. And what I'm left with is just this garage door. You can see this is how garage doors are made. I've never done this myself. This is a double wide garage door. I think I remember it's 190 inches long. So I'm putting the screws back on that go out to the handle. So I'll put those back on now. There. I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and put these back in. All right, that one's good and tight. That one's good and tight. All right, sweet. So here's the one I ordered, and if I can get this open. So that's what's in the box, and it comes with this is like 16.5 foot of this rubber material. Man, it's really flexible. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rails, pre-drilled aluminum rails with some screws to put on the bottom. It's called the Jin&Bao, B-A-O. I think it's a 16.5. Comes with these rails. I've got when you look up the properties, and then here are the rails. And you can see here the shape of them. They're aluminum, they're lightweight, they appear to be good quality, and it'll attach to the bottom of the garage door like such. Move it all the way down, and you can see hopefully you can see they will fit quite nicely, and I'll start getting them on. So I wanted to show you what comes with the kit. So the screws are Phillips head, and you can see that they're long, they're quite long. So they should penetrate in deep enough. So I'm going to go ahead and use these. These rails measure 38, just a little bit under 3/4. That measures 193.5 inches. My door width is 190 inches. So I'm going to use some blue painter's tape to hold these rails up while I drill the holes. So I got one taped up. I'm putting the next one up, and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so I got the rails taped up so I can pre-drill some holes. And I was going to video that more, but some neighbors decided to have a conversation, a very loud, vulgar conversation in the street right in front of the house. So I decided not to video that. Now let me show you what I found. So on my door, see if I can show you. You see this little pin that sticks out right here? It holds this cable, and it's protruding, I don't know, a little ways out. Well, when that goes down, it has to clear this. I moved all the rails over this way, 3/4 of an inch or so. So it's like right at the edge of that. And then as you move across, the last one just turns out to be, if I can get the video to show you in the right spot, the same thing. So here's that cable comes down, it goes around that, we'll call it a pin, and this is flush, this rail is flush with that. So it doesn't look like I'm going to have to cut anything. So I'm going to get my drill and drill me some pilot holes. So I'm using a 1/16 inch drill bit to make my pilot holes, and the first one went in very well. Here's what they look like. So this is the 1/16 of an inch diameter bit, and it works great for these screws. So that's what I'm using. Okay, so this is what you get, and I'm going to try to put it up there, just like the other videos. Okay, so, and I'm doing it by myself. So you take it, you can squeeze it. It's real rubbery, real pliable, and these go in those grooves we looked at earlier. And I'm going to start on this end over here and work my way back that way. So let's see how it goes. Bring the garage door down a little bit, where it's a little bit more level. And I think I'll go ahead and put one right there. Let's see if that works. And this is going in pretty well. Now, when you get to these joints here, there's some sharp corners right there. They're fairly sharp, and that might be a snag point. So we have to squeeze the drill and pull up the push. Okay, so I got past the joint right here. And that works. So it's not nice here. So that's you can see where having at least two people, another person doing it, would come in handy. If it just binds up down there where the material falls like this, and there's nobody there to mold it for you, to guide it into the slots. You saw me going down here to the end and pulling on it, and it would move a little bit. So what I was doing, I'd take this piece here. This is kind of keeping it up off the floor. Then I'd take this and I'd squeeze it like that. Let's see if it'll work now. And then I just get it kind of maneuvered like that. And then I'm going to go pull on the other end. And you can see I pulled it a good 6 inches. So I'm just by myself. I'm going to squeeze it there. I'm going to go pull. Yeah, we went a good 5 inches on that pull. So you roll this up. Roll this up like my hand did, like your friend or your helper would be. And then you take this and hold it like that. Now I'm going to go pull on it. Let's see how far that moves. Try it again. You see that? I'll move that a good 2 inches, maybe more. So, and I'm not using any lubricants. I just want to, what do they call that, a dry run? We're doing a dry run. So, let's put some tape back on it. And we are 4 inches or so here. So I'm going to pull it again. Didn't move much. That did. So it's just me. I don't have any help here. So I'm by myself. So it's not going fast. But I need to get it. And so keep working. We have to get it again. Push. Now, it has been a little tougher and harder to do. I will say that. I do wish I had someone to help. I'm going to grab that, right? I'll say that to you. Grabbing this and pulling on it. See if I can show you. Sticking my thumb in that hole and I'm pulling on it, or just grabbing it and pulling on it, and then trying to see if I can get any movement back here. And either I do or I don't. And then I take another look inside here, right, to look at that rubber, how it's going in those grooves. Let me try that. Oh, I think I got some on that one. Felt like I pulled it a few inches. I think I did. So, move the tape again. This is just blue painter's tape. I guess you could use duct tape or electrician's tape, but this doesn't stick like those others. So it's going 1 inch, 2 inch, maybe 3 inch if I'm lucky. So getting a lot of exercise. Don't let me
I was kind of on that on the seam down here. I've moved past the seam probably a bit inches since then. All right, so and then just if I don't need that anymore, let's see what happens. See, if you have a hook here, or a bookshelf or something, something to hold that. That's the whole point. That's the word. So I need some more tape. Let me see. A nice piece here, a nice piece, and I want to roll it here, and I'll turn it there again. And I'll do that again. There. I'll find out.
So I wanted to see how hard is this to do by myself. Could I do it by myself? What would it take? And let's don't do it with any lubricant. So it's working, I'm getting there, but it's taking longer. I think that's the point.
So, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Pretty soon we'll be done. Pretty soon we'll be done. And regretting a little bit every first time in there. So if I can get it out.
You know, and I talked to a number of my friends. Of course, I've never done this. I've done a lot of things. And none of my friends have done it. Even construction contractors. They've built all kinds of things in houses, and they've never done this. And I was a little leery about doing it. Like I said, I thought about getting the garage door company who came out and did my lift master and changed all that. But they ghosted me. Go figure. Oh, that guy. Yeah, no, we don't want to go back out to his house. And this will do is I'll have to adjust the door travel, the down when the door goes down to the concrete, to the cement down there. I want to stop it like right when it touches. It doesn't need to mash. So right when it touches, that'll be good enough to seal this, and that'll give me some vertical lift here that will transpose to the top of my garage and hopefully decrease that gap up there. We'll see. Okay, so one expert or professional I watched, actually there was a few videos I watched and instruction booklets. They talked about extending the rubber out a good 3 inches past and looping it back in, tucking it in, preventing spiders and other things from getting into that hollow tube. The other thing you can do is get some black silicone sealant and spray up in there. So I'm gonna try the nip and tuck. But I don't think this is going to work. I'd probably have to cut some of this off to make it happen. So I can't leave it like this. So what I'm going to try to do is trim this rubber right here on this side of the rail. The rail right here. If I do that, well, I'll have, I mean, it'll be even with my my track that it's mounted to. And then just start cutting. Oh yeah, that's like butter, man. Not bad. It's not a surgical cut, but for not being able to see in tight quarters, I think that's pretty good. And what I will wind up doing myself, let me show you this. That's the cut. I will wind up getting some of that black silicone and probably filling this whole void, everything. All down in there and down in there. The kind that sets, doesn't get hard, but it sets. All right, here we go. Finished product is in. Not that bad, not too hard. I didn't time how long it took. Probably took me like an hour to do it by myself. But I think this will work itself out. But anyway, looks like that. I took the got to take my pliers off here, and then I'll let it down, let it stop. I'll go pull this till it latches, go over and go to the garage door, and I'll have to adjust it like I said. It's you know, that's, let me get down here and feel. What does that feel like? Yeah, I'll probably back off of that just a little bit. Excuse me, it's hard to get up sometimes. But that's what that looks like. I want to go check it out outside, from the outside. Hang on. Okay, here's what the garage door seal looks like from the outside. I'm going to, tomorrow, it's getting kind of late in the day, tomorrow I'm going to back it off just, gosh, fraction of an inch, an eighth of an inch, a quarter of an inch, something. But this is a whole lot better, this right here. I had a gap bigger than this all the way across. So when I adjust that down on the bottom, it's going to close that up a little bit more for me, which is what I'm looking for. Now, what's going to go on here, I'm thinking I'm going to put, I had to get some hardy plank. This is hardy plank. I had to get some from a friend of mine and extend this all the way down to the cement, because the gasket that comes with those rails that I bought, it's intended to go all the way down. So there was just a big space in here, so I had to put this in here, and I made a video on that. So now I've got a flat surface, but that'll be attached inside here. I'll attach it to this first, and then I will put these boards back on, and it'll kind of trim it out. And I'm going to try to do that tomorrow or the next couple of days. All right. Thank you for watching.